Quantify fire sprinkler estimating summary screen. So we've put together a nice estimate here. We've laid out our drawings. We've done our takeoff here. Everything feeds into the audit trail here. And the audit trail is linked back to all of the individual componentry on the drawing here so that we can see exactly what items are what in here and be able to pull out all of the core pieces. And each of these items is coming in as an assembly, which brings in all of the componentry items that we might need in here. From here, we can go into our summary screen. Now in summary, this is where it's going to pull together the entire estimate for us. If we've gone across numerous drawings, generated different styles of breakdown, it all comes together and revolves around the summary screen here. Now within here, if we click on these yellow icons, for example, it's going to show us the shop drawing for these individual items. We can also bring in individual component pricing in here. If you upload a manufacturer's price list, all of those details will be shown in here. So if you bring in your Reliable, your Victaulic, any of those kind of supplier price lists, you can organize that so that it will show you in the estimate exactly which ones you are carrying and what those values are. You can override values in here. So for example, if we want to allow $20 for this coupling or whatever that might be, we can type that in and it's going to automatically extend that out. Labor is also applied to items in here so that you can have your complete estimated installation labor here. And that's going to show up down here. And it's going to tell you exactly how much this estimate is going to go with your materials and labor in there. And these are labor hours. This screen is very powerful. There's a few different things that you can do in here. Along the top, we have the ability to export pricing templates here that can be sent directly out to suppliers and used to directly import back into your database to keep fresh, updated pricing in there and all of that kind of information. We have the ability to generate reports on the details in here. And again, this goes out to Excel. You can directly export this table into an Excel template that you can then go do whatever you want with it. One of the more powerful features in here is the ability to summarize this table. So if I right click anywhere on this table, this menu comes up and I can select the summarize function here. Now, if I wanted to see things broken out by drawing, I can select drawing and click on summarize. And this is going to break this down per drawing now. And then I can open this up and expand this out and see what each drawing has in it for individual componentry. This is an excellent way to check for what we call a balanced estimate. Does it make sense? So for example, if I look at this, right now this entire drawing is $38,000 of material, 97 hours. And this drawing is effectively blank. It has no material pricing and no labor associated with it. So why is that? And we can go in here and we can see that this item does not have anything associated with it right now. We can update that if we clear the summary here, and we can make sure that we capture everything that is necessary in the bid. This is a critical step for identifying if there are potential mistakes in the takeoff and verifying that everything makes sense, if you will, within this estimate. When you group things, the quantity column unlocks here. So if you are doing, say, typical floors, hotel work, that sort of thing, where you have standard suites, if you take off areas within the platform to lay this out. So you would have a standard suite A, for example. You can click on the quantity here and put a multiplier in. So if you had 20 of these, you could type in 20 there, and it would multiply out all of your quantities and then apply that for all of your material and labor pricing, allowing you to build very high value, complex estimates very, very quickly. This can also be dumped out with that report. So if I click on the report function here and hit save, that's going to run that report for me. And when I click on that, it's going to show me this breakout in Excel, which I can then take and do whatever Excel magic I would like to do with that. I'm going to clear that summary here. So we're back at the summary table here. If you need to do nested breakdowns, so for example, if you wanted to see by drawing and then by phase of construction, you can do nested breakdowns on the summary screen here. So when you do this, this gives you the ability to really break out your labor in a detailed fashion if you need to do scheduling, for example, and submit a schedule as part of your proposal submission. You can now see exactly what every component is in here. If you are doing something cost-coded procurement, this is an extremely flexible method to apply your cost codes into the database. That's done within the database here. And then you can do cost-coded style exports for procurement and labor organization. All of this feeds into the closing, and we'll go into that further in other videos, but essentially the entire estimate revolves around the summary screen, and then in closing here you can apply your different labor factors, your crews, all of that kind of componentry, work down this list of closeout items, and generate a comprehensive sale price and proposal. This is the summary screen within the Quantify fire sprinkler estimating platform.